As we sit here right now, we are 3 weeks out to the day from Election Day, and the race is really a dead heat. It's anyone's race to win or to lose. And I would love to speak with you about the media strategies behind each candidate as we are nearing the finish line. So first, let's talk about where they're going and where they aren't going. First, let's talk about Harris and where she's not going. She didn't sit down with Time magazine, and she sat down with podcasts. She's had a tough interview with 60 Minutes, but no interview with Time, and Time owner Mark Benioff took issue with that. This is what he posted. Despite multiple requests, Time has not been granted an interview with Kamala Harris, unlike every other presidential candidate. We believe in transparency and publish each interview in full. Why isn't the vice president engaging with the public on the same level? And he quoted this from a Time story with Harris, or on Harris. Harris declined repeated requests for an interview for this story. In contrast, Trump talked about his policy vision with a Time reporter for 90 minutes across 2 interviews. Biden spoke to Time at similar length before dropping out of the race. What are your thoughts here?
So I think the Harris campaign is being very selective with who they talk to. I think that was especially true in the first couple months of her campaign because they know she has not in the past been great in media interview settings. She struggled a little bit, and I think they wanted to make sure they put her in the most favorable positions possible to succeed. So that's why you saw a lot of podcasts. You saw her do The View. You saw her do Colbert. She's doing a lot of places where it's likely it's going to be a friendly interview. There's no guarantee, but it's likely. Now, I will note that she is going to sit down with Bret Baier on Fox News for her first interview as a politician with Fox News. That will be, I think Bret is a fair guy, but it will absolutely be a, at times, pointed interview where she will face tough questions. My guess for why they're doing that is I think they realize that they can't keep her on only friendly territory forever, that she has to start winning over some voters who she has not won over yet. To my mind, if you're looking to understand who the undecided voter out there is, there's obviously lots of them, but I would say the sort of bulk of them are Republicans who don't like Trump. So these are people who normally would vote for the Republican nominee, probably voted for a Nikki Haley, for example, in the Republican primary, and are trying to find a way to Trump, but are open to Harris. And I think that's why she does something like Fox News. So I think they're being very strategic and very narrow cast as they make decisions about what she's going to do and what she's not going to do.
Let's talk about that Fox interview a little bit because that surprised a lot of people. Less than 2 weeks out, or less than 3 weeks out from Election Day, she's sitting down with Fox News for her first time. Do you think she has more to win here or more to lose?
Oh, I always thought she had more to gain. Because honestly, I think she'll get a lot of credit from plenty of people just for doing it. You know what I mean? Just for saying like, yes, I know Fox is broadly speaking conservative and certainly its primetime hosts are very pro-Trump. But I'm going to go in there and, it's the whole going into the lion's den thing. I actually think she'll get a lot of credit simply for agreeing to do the interview. Now, will she face pointed and tough questions? Yes, absolutely. I don't know that there'll be any more pointed or tougher than if she sat down with the New York Times or the Washington Post, honestly, because, again, Bret Baier is not Sean Hannity. He's not Laura Ingraham, right? He is their sort of political anchor. I like him. I think he's quite fair. So she's going to face some real questions, but I think that it's a smart selection of who's doing the interview on their part. And I think she will get tons of points just for showing up.